Hello students, hope you are all pretty well. In continuation to a topic about banks, in my previous lecture I discussed about commercial bank, their meaning, functions and importance. Today we are here to discuss about central bank. Students, if you remember, I told you that there are two types of banks. The first category was commercial bank, and now we will discuss about central bank in detail. How to define the term central bank? Central bank is a bank which is known as an apex institute. What is the meaning of the term apex? Apex means it is at the top, and at top we can have only one person. It is not possible that there is a group of persons at there. No. So he is at the top, and from the top he is managing all monetary supply of your economy. In my previous lectures, I told you that to function properly, to have a smooth functioning of an economy, we have two basic tools. What are those tools? The first tool is monetary policy, and the second tool is fiscal policy. What do we mean by fiscal policy? How it is related to income, how it is related to expenditure, and what is the role of a government, that we are all discussed under the chapter public finance. Hope you all understood that very well. Then there comes a second tool of an economy, that is monetary policy. What is a monetary policy? How much money is to be supplied in an economy? You know, your body is functioning, and in order to make this body functional properly, to move on, something is on a regular basis is flowing in your body. And what is that? That is your blood. So money is considered as a blood of an economy, and the way blood is circulating in our economy, and we are facing a problem with the low circulation as well as with the more circulation or less circulation. In the same way, economy has to face certain problems when it is going to have a too much circulation of money in an economy, or it will have too less circulation of money in an economy. See, in both the cases, who is the top authority to handle all the issues related to what? Related to money. That is a central bank of a country. Each country has got its central bank, and it's always a one bank at the top. In our country, we are also having one central bank. You all know what is that? RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So the central bank of a country keeps on checking the BP of your economy, the blood pressure of your economy. Is it going to be a normal, or you are going to have a high BP problem or a low BP problem, and how to do the treatment of that also. So it is all the job to be done by a central bank. So first we are here to understand the meaning of a central bank, which I have just told you, that central bank is nothing. Central bank is to be defined as an apex institute. What they are doing? They are controlling, he is regulating, he is managing, he is checking the supply of money. So all these functions related to money, caretaker is a central bank of that country. After knowing that what is a central bank, and in India we all know that our central bank is RBI, the first question strikes in our all of minds that how central bank is, and if how central bank is different from a commercial bank, because we all know the definition of a bank. What is a bank? Bank is a financial institution. Bank is a fiscal agent who doing two things, that is advancement of loans and accepting of deposits. So why these two banks are different? The one is to be called as a one group of bank is to be called as a commercial bank, and the other group of bank is to be called other bank, not a group. Okay, because we have one only. It is to be called as a central bank. So to start with, what is the difference between commercial bank and central bank? The first difference, commercial bank is a bank which deals with public. It is a public bank. And central bank is a bank which is not here to deal with public, rather it is going to deal with whom? It is going to deal with these commercial banks. So central bank is to be called as a bankers bank, as well as, like, if I am in need of loans, I am in need to deposit my money, the same thing government is always here to do that. We all know that in an economy we have got three economic agents: consumers, producers. Consumer and producers are same thing, because all consumers definitely are not going to be a producer, but all producers are going to be a consumer. Then there come a third agent. What is that? Government. So with the consumer and producers problem, credit problems, financial problems, commercial bank is here to deal with, whereas government problem, all financial problems, it is going to be studied, or it is going to be solved by whom? It is going to be solved by a central bank. So the first difference is commercial bank is a bank of public, whereas central bank is a bank to the banker as well as to the government. To start with, central bank, of course, it is a deemed unit. What is a deemed unit? Which is independent, autonomous. They are doing all their work of their own. They are taking their decisions of their own. So this status of a central bank varies from country to country. In our country, some are here to say that central bank is a government owned institution, right? Because in our country, we have a dual system. Currency is issued by the government as well as the central bank. So it is not fully a deemed, but yes, a central bank can be a deemed unit, also independent. But commercial banks, for each and every action, they are accountable, they are answerable to whom? To central bank. They have to give their report of their turnover, report of their performance, their appraisal, everything. For each and every action, commercial banks definitely are answerable to central bank. Now, we all know that central bank has got one right. And which one is that right? That is of note issuing. Note issuing. All type of currency notes in our India is issued by central bank. It is a limited or unlimited? Yes, it is a unlimited legal tender money. Money is a legal tender, and the money which is issued by central bank, it falls under the category of unlimited legal tender money. So if RBI has got monopoly in case of note issuing, commercial bank has also got a monopoly, but it has got a monopoly not in case of note issuing, rather for a credit creation. In the function, the unique function which is performed by commercial bank, which one is that? That is a credit creation. So these are the differences which we have to study between commercial bank and a central bank. Hope they are all clear. Now let's discuss various functions of central bank. What type of various functions a central bank is here to do so that we are having a stability in an economy, because we know that central bank is the top central authority. So it is the duty of a central bank to bring which type of stability? To bring price stability. Which type of stability? To have economic stability. So these are the two major functions which an RBI has to do. And in order to make sure of all these things, the first function performed by RBI is monopoly of note issuing. What is this note issuing? Monopoly. Monopoly means a single control. In India, whatever currency notes are in circulation, RBI has got a monopoly to issue that. No commercial bank has got this authority. No government has got this authority. This authority has been given with the purpose to whom? To a central bank. And what is the purpose? Because if I know that currency is to be issued by a central bank only, it will be possible for an economy, for a government to keep check on that. We will not have any kind of fake currency. There will be a uniformity, there will be regularity, there will be a stability in an economy. And internationally, in the world level, through our currency, we will be known कि yes, this kind of currency is Indian currency and we are going to do the we are going to make use of that as a medium of exchange. So these are the various advantages of giving monopoly of note issuing to RBI. With this, there comes a second important function of RBI. Which one is that? That is banker to the bank as well banker to the government. Students, you all know that a bank is a fiscal agent and he does work of advisor also, as a supervisor also, as a guide also. So the way commercial bank is here to help you, to guide you, to advise you, in the same way central bank is here to provide its services as a facilitator, as an advisor, as a guide, as a supervisor. To whom? To the bank as well as to the government. Whenever bank is in a problem, any bank, let it be a nationalized bank, let it be a private bank, any bank, if they are in a problem, who is going to solve their problem? The problems are to be solved by RBI. Keeping in mind this problem or this function of RBI, we sometimes call RBI as a lender of the last resort. A very important word, lender of the last resort. It means when you fail to find at a macro level for the economy as a whole, when you fail to get a solution of any financial problem, any economic problem from anywhere, RBI has to give you the solution. Your government may fail, nothing will happen to your economy. But if the central bank of the country fails, your economy will get collapse. And you all are familiar with the issue of 1991. In class 9, we studied about LPG policy. That LPG policy, the LPG model, was introduced by RBI in collaboration to World Bank, and that is why it was possible for us to have a survival. So it is a very critical, very sensitive, very significant function of RBI, lender of the last resort. Economy as a whole, government or any bank, if they failed for any particular thing, then RBI is here to solve its issue. RBI is here to give them a solution. So I hope it is clear that how central bank is a banker to the bank as well as a banker to the government. All credit facilities, all deficit facilities, all kind of investment regarding budget, and in case one more important, that is to be called as a clearing house function. That comes under this category only. What is that? As a clearing agent. What do we mean by this? First was a lender of the last resort, and now we have a clearing agent. You know, by the end of the financial year, each one of us at a micro level as well as at a macro level has to get our account settled, right? I need to get it, you also need to get it, and all commercial banks need to get their account settled. Like if I am in need of money, commercial bank is also in need of money, and to clear their needs, to fulfill their needs, they borrowed money from some other bank. But by the end of the financial year, I have to close my accounts. But due to one reason or the other reason, let's assume one bank is not in a condition to pay off its liability. So in that case, the circle will stop in between only, and it won't be possible for all the banks to settle their accounts. In case a bank fails to do the needful, so at that time there will be an entry of central bank on the behalf of that commercial bank. Central bank will make the payments clear so that all accounts by the end of the financial year are going to get settled. So these are various functions of a central bank. Students, you must know this thing, that RBI is not here to perform only financial, only monetary functions. RBI do perform social economic upliftment functions also, right? So with this, we are here to do all the functions of RBI, and in next lecture we will do the methods of credit control. Hope it is clear.